You think that docking an employee's pay is fair and straightforward? Think again. What if I told you that a simple pay cut like that could land your business in complete hot water and legal trouble, and actually cost you thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars? So today, I'm going to break down a hidden payroll law that most employers break without even realizing it. You're going to want to see this because getting this right will save you serious money and headaches down the road. So here's the thing. The rules around paying employees isn't as simple as show up late and get docked. There's a federal law called the Fair Labor Standards Act, FLSA in short, that governs this kind of stuff. And it's been around since 1938, protecting employees and setting clear boundaries on exactly how to pay them. But most managers and small business owners, including you, probably get tripped up by one crucial distinction that can lead to costly mistakes. I'm going to take you through a story of a common scenario, probably happens every day. Imagine that you have a salaried employee who's a little, shall we say, slackerish. Shows up late, maybe even skips out of work early. You know those people. You dock her pay, well, because she didn't do her full day, right? Wrong. That move right there can land you in hot water and you've just broken a federal law. First, let's clear the noise on two big employee categories under law: exempt and non-exempt. Number one, non-exempt employees. They get paid by the hour. If they work more than 40 hours a week, they get overtime, time and a half, even at that. Simple, right? Well, these employees have to be tracked closely because every minute counts and you have to pay for it. And number two, exempt employees. These are different, completely different. They have a fixed salary every week regardless of the hours worked. Whether they worked 5 hours or 50, their pay doesn't change. So here's the kicker. Just calling somebody exempt or paying them a salary doesn't automatically make it legal. The FLSA has strict requirements like a minimum salary of $684 or $35,000 a year, plus job duties that qualify. Now here's what throws most people off. If your exempt employee logs in just long enough to touch the wall, meaning show up, log in, even just for a few minutes, that literally counts as a full day's work. Crazy, right? But guess what? It's the law. So you can't just dock an employee's salary because they slack off and leave early. You can discipline them and you can even fire them for bad behavior. But docking their salary? Absolutely not. So let's talk about who qualifies as exempt. Spoiler alert, it's not as simple as giving somebody the title of manager. A lot of people do that and it's wrong. For example, if you have a store manager who mostly stocks shelves, runs the register, and helps customers out, but just so happens to make sure that employees take their breaks, that person most likely doesn't qualify to be exempt. Why? Because managing people has to be a big part of the job, which requires hiring, firing, and supervising. So there's also exempt professionals. Who are they? Doctors, lawyers, accountants, and highly skilled people and analysts that have real decision-making authority. Now, there's also administrative professionals who have a significant impact on business operations. They're exempt. People like HR, finance, or IT, but only if they work independently and make those important decisions. Outside salespeople who spend their time in the field selling products, yes, they're also exempt. But inside sales staff that are making calls from an office, you can guess, absolutely not. Misclassifying employees isn't just a technicality. It's literally a legal ticking time bomb. Because if you misclassify someone who should be non-exempt for exempt, you'll owe back pay for overtime. And that's not counting the legal fees and the penalties assessed after the fact. So imagine owing thousands or even tens of thousands because you docked pay or denied overtime where you shouldn't have. So are there any times when docking the pay for an exempt employee is actually legal? Yes, rarely. What are they? Number one, if an exempt employee takes unpaid medical leave under the Family Medical Leave Act, FMLA, yes, you can dock their pay. Number two, if they take a full day off without PTO, which is paid time off available, docking a day's salary is actually allowed. But partial day absences, you can't dock their pay, even if they only worked a portion of that day, unless PTO covers it. The bottom line, when it comes to exempt employees, it's always safer to check with HR or an employment lawyer before docking their pay, because lawsuits from payroll mistakes are expensive and 100% stressful. Not to mention, they take time away from your business. Here's the bottom line. Paying employees, it sounds straightforward, But the payroll laws are really complex. So docking an exempt employee's pay for being late or leaving early is one of the most common and costly mistakes that employers make. If you get it wrong, you could face back wages, fines, and legal battles that you don't want to deal with. And if you get it right, you protect your business and you ultimately build trust with your team. So here's my advice. If you're not 100% sure about who's exempt or who's not, or how to handle pay deductions, get an expert involved. Whether it's an HR, an attorney, a trusted consultant, ask before you act, because the last thing you want is to learn the lesson the hard way after a complaint is filed and a lawsuit hits your desk, because then you're going to be pissed. If you want more information on this, I have a link in the description called VSA, where we've actually helped HR consultants into businesses and help business owners do exactly what we talked about in this video. See you there.